Hello, hello. Welcome back to your mother's favorite wrestling podcast.
That's
The Cry Me a River podcast, the podcast by wrestling fans for wrestling fans. As always, we got the two people here that make the ship run. That's me, my son Jay. We got some stuff to talk about ahead of this pay-per-view coming up Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to get your predictions on some of that stuff a little bit later. But first, I guess we got to jump into a few things. And I got some non-wrestling business to attend to, too. But anyway, we'll talk. Let's start with SmackDown. Show starts with them saying that... who was it? So Jacob ends up replacing your boy to come out looking like Paul Burchill.
I knew it too.
With the eye patch.
Right? I'm like, yeah, Coco beware, baby.
Nah, he come out there looking like Slick Rick, right?
Right?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done it. Anyway, so he replaced Tonga. I guess it's Tonga Loa, right?
Yeah,
he replaced Tonga Loa for the Jacob. We all know where this is going.
For record, I called it. I knew he was going to replace him.
Yeah, because in the words of Future, we don't trust Tonga Loa. Okay, let's just be real. We don't trust Tonga Loa. We don't trust Tonga Loa. Okay, we don't.
Well, also he's not the masterful talent that Jacob Fatu is. You can say what you want, but Jacob is on a whole nother level.
He is, but we will discuss that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then you got that whole LA Knight thing with Santos Escobar.
You mean Santos Escobar?
Santos Escobar. That's right. Did you see anything in that match you liked?
I thought it was a good match. I don't know. I like Santos. I would like to see him. I would like to see more coming for him down the pipe. But I don't know.
To be honest, I think if Logan loses to LA, I would like to see Santos and LA get it on, like in an extended program.
Yeah,
I think that would be good. I really do like that idea. And I think Santos is perfectly capable of holding that belt. He's got the swag. He cuts the promos. He's got the look. He's definitely got the in-ring work.
He's got charisma. He's got it. So he's a heel, but he's got charisma.
Oh yeah,
he's got it, dude. He's got everything really.
He's got everything that makes you want to hate him. And one thing that I saw in the match, I saw that Santos used the 619.
Yeah,
I saw that. So I actually made a note of that.
I was like, yo, he's really trolling right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's almost the ultimate troll like somebody else we know.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. So then you add, so LA Knight ends up winning the match. You know what's coming next. Just because, Logan comes in. And for a while he beats up Logan, and then Escobar and Logan team up on LA Knight, and they beat him.
Yeah, he gets beat up because, of course, numbers game. So.
Yeah, because wrestling math. And that pretty much is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we didn't see any of that coming. And then there's Naomi, and she's talking to Bianca and Jade.
Right.
Now, what are they doing with Bianca and Jade here? Like, are they ever going to get the belts back, or are they just going to just show up in mirror outfits and just be annoying?
Well, I don't know, because this is jumping around a little bit, but I think they actually have a match versus Ivan and Fire, which is actually tripping because this is the part that bothers me. But WWE said that Baszler and Zoe were going to get a return shot. And now, it's just going to be Bianca and Jade.
Well, it is jumping around a little bit because apparently Zoe and Shayna are involved in another program.
See, and
I don't...
Just stop
which we'll get to too. But
it
I
makes
don't
me so
know
mad
that.
because it's just like you set the rule again. You set how it is. You said it was going to be, and then you was like, "That ain't gonna work for me, brother." Creative control. Like,
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you said it. Like, you set it up.
And then you go backwards.
Right. Like, I'm like, it's like every time when WWE makes a rule and then they decide to break it, it makes me the maddest.
It's not just they break it like the next week.
Yeah, and it's like...
I'm like, why did you bother?
I'm like, literally, you've tried this before. You had a whole storyline about this rule where that doesn't work because
of
X.
This. And now...
Because of X.
Yes, and now because of X, only because of X, it works.
I was like, that's
you're right.
Literally, don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah, they're famous for doing that. They love doing that.
I hate doing that.
They stay doing that.
Bro, they do it every chance they get, and it makes me so mad. I was like, bro, like,
they stay doing that, bro.
Like, it feels like you think I'm stupid or something. I don't know. Like, you think we don't watch this? Like, we know all the rules. We know the rules better than the referees sometimes.
Yeah, we do. Because we at home counting and the ref stops. You be like, that's 3, ref. What are you doing? What are you doing? We feel like the wrestler sometimes. That's 3, ref.
Right?
Come on, what are you doing, bruh? Yeah, that's absolutely right. Then they had the Logan Paul promo. Now, I hate to say this, but Logan Paul... Logan Paul ate LA Knight up.
Yes, I'm not gonna hold you. You smoked LA Knight, bro. I was like, bro.
We usually love LA Knight on the mic, but this is why we also love Logan Paul on the mic. Logan ate him up, and that's not easy to do with LA Knight.
It's not with LA Knight. Like a fresh pack of Zai.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you got smoked, dude.
He smoked him good. And I like the fact that he smoked him good because he's one of the few people in the company that can't smoke.
He is.
Probably him, maybe Punk.
Yeah, probably Punk.
And Drew.
And
maybe it was Seth.
I was saying possibly Seth.
And
but like,
and probably Roman too.
Yeah.
Because Roman is really good at
Well, and probably Randy,
but no, not really. But the thing we got with Roman though, that we didn't have before, was not his promos, but the things that he says in the ring while he's wrestling you.
In the middle of the match.
Middle of the match.
Great.
This is some of this. Now, granted, this is what Roman has been doing, so this is added to another layer to Roman's character. But this is some of the greatest stuff ever. When he put Cody in the Cody cutter, and Cody kicked out, and he says, "I should have known better to try to move."
No, it was a crossroads.
No, it's a crossroads.
Yeah.
He said, "I should have known better to try to move. That move sucks." That's the greatest line ever.
It was great. I was like, yo, he ain't just this his move and everything like that. I was watching it and I just started laughing because I was like, bro, he didn't do that. He ain't just hit that. That had me wrecked. I laughed so hard.
I was pretty wrecked on that myself. But I loved it though because he's been doing this the whole time though.
It was great. But I was like, you gotta pause it. Like I'm tapping out. Like it's over for me.
Yeah,
I need a smooth 5 before I can continue watching this match.
I will say that he really has cemented himself as one of the greats in the last 4 years.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely. And we never saw that coming from him.
Definitely didn't.
We did not see that coming from him. Not in 2015 and 2019. We didn't see that. 2020, the pandemic hit. And you got to think about, as a business that feeds off of fans, and now there are none.
Right.
You got to be a special type of performer to get that over.
Well, also I feel like, because also you're trained, like, naturally to pander to the fans.
Yeah, that's literally part of your training.
So when there are no fans, it just makes you look crazy because there's nobody there.
Yeah, and while
you're like wave your arms, like trying to get people involved, and there's nobody there to be involved. So
yeah, I will say that Thunderdome is probably not the best era of WWE, just because of what it was. but Roman was definitely the better part of what was not the best.
For sure.
He was definitely the best part of that. And as you look back on all of his work, like now, you see what kind of things that he tapped into and what work he did. And Roman is phenomenal. I'll just put that out there. Roman is great. So there's that. Anyway, and apparently he will be showing up again very soon.
Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, wink, wink, nod, nod. 3 days. Three sleeps. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair come out. And they're like, oh, you got to bring yourself out here. You got to bring yourself out here. They get beat up. Now, does this mean that they're going to win the belts back? Or does it mean they're just going to get beat up?
I don't know, honestly. At this point, I feel like it's been so mismanaged. I don't know if I care anymore.
It has been mismanaged. It has been mismanaged horribly because what have you done with the Witches since they won the belt?
Well, also, that's what I was saying about Gunther. I don't like it when you win and then you go away. Because it makes you seem like you're not important. And then the people that lost are still around. And so if it's supposed to be a big deal if you win, and then you're just gone.
And then you win.
Yeah, so then
you're not around.
Yeah, so then you're just gone. And then the people that lost are still around. It just makes you...
Are you really a big deal?
Yeah.
That's what it says.
See?
That's what it says to me.
That's part of the reason I didn't like it when Gunther just disappeared after winning King of the Ring. I don't feel like that should have happened.
It shouldn't have.
I feel like they did the same thing to the Witches. They're just...
In Gunther's defense, they didn't have anybody for him to wrestle. They did that horrible booking thing where they put all the eggs in that one basket. They didn't have a backup plan. And we got Cody back involved with the bloodline, which probably should have happened earlier, to be truthful. Maybe a month or two earlier. It probably could have happened right after AJ.
Really?
I mean, essentially. We wasted some time there, but even though those matches with AJ were bangers, we probably could have skipped that. Well, and just went straight to the bloodline because, one, he already had history with the bloodline because he beat Roman. So now Solo is mad, and he reforms the bloodline, and he beats up Cody. That's like a natural thing.
Yeah,
that whole thing with AJ, while the matches were great, we could have skipped it. We didn't really have to have it because now he's not even in this country. He's wrestling in freaking Japan, and nobody mentions it. It's not even part of the story arc anymore. So we could have just skipped it. I mean, truth be told, we could have skipped it. I don't understand. I'm not to say the matches themselves were great matches. Don't get me wrong, but of course they're gonna be great matches. You got two of the greatest people to ever do it.
The second run I feel like was good. Was good though.
The first match was good, but
I mean the second run with the storytelling and stuff was a lot better and stuff. After the first match and stuff, and
I guess so, but still, you could have skipped it. Yeah, the first match came out of nowhere.
Yeah, the first match was a little random.
And then the second one you understood because he beat up Cody.
Yeah.
Of course. Because that's apparently how you get a title shot. You just go right on past Nick Aldis. You just beat up the champion. You got a title shot.
Shoot. Sign me up, man. I might be able to make me some money. Sign me up, man.
You might as well just beat up Cody and you got it. So after that, you had Street Profits and Terrence Crawford. Because apparently that's a thing. Apparently T. Crawford is a thing now. There was a Kendrick Lamar reference in there. I don't know if anybody caught it.
Well, he does look a little bit like Kendrick.
No, he said. You heard what he said. You heard what he said.
Yeah.
He said we're going to be whooping feet. Well, that's from,
Yeah,
if you know, you know. I just thought that was interesting that kind of showed up. It's a pop culture reference. And if you caught it, you caught it. And you know where it comes from. But if you don't, then you just oh yeah, Terrence Crawford is 40 and whatever. But yeah, it was right out there. And when I looked at it, as a matter of fact, I watched it. When I watched it again, that's when I caught it. I was like, "Oh, I see what you did there."
See, and you know who else likes to throw stuff in like that? Pat. Pat'll hit something like that real fast.
Yeah, he does.
He'll just throw something in, and you're like, "Oh." Like,
okay, well, now I will say one of the funniest things I saw was they got the Money in the Bank briefcase with Tippy. This got all the duct tape on it.
Bro, it's like all taped up. It's got all the different colored tape. Like it's held together.
It's great.
Like it ain't broke or something.
It is because it's all dented up. And they got the duct tape wrapped around. I'm like, y'all are silly. Y'all are just silly. You know you're silly too. Like you don't even care that you're silly.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I love that.
And, okay, I want to say the longest match was probably the gauntlet match. Did you see anything in this gauntlet match that you liked?
That I liked? I mean, I felt like it was a pretty good and kind of... I don't know.
It's a gauntlet match. It went about how we thought it was going to go.
My opinion on that is a little bit... We'll get to that later.
No, let's get to it now.
Well, I would say there's a different segment of the show that where I'm going to talk about that gauntlet match more specifically.
That gauntlet match, it was good for what it was.
Yeah, we already knew Bloodline was going to come in and win.
Bloodline was going to win. They referred to him too many times, so you already knew they were going to win. Good showing for the Street Profits. They haven't had that for a while.
Yeah, that was a really good showing.
Good showing for the Street Profits. I really like what they did there.
I knew they weren't going to lose. I mean, I knew they weren't going to win. I knew the Bloodline was going to have to win because Jacob is in it, and Jacob hasn't lost yet.
Yeah, Jacob, maybe because he got too many kids. Jacob can't lose because he got like 7 kids, so he can't. And then those A-Town Down came out, and they started talking about what happened last week with the chair and everything, and this, that, and the third. Right. And they call out Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford comes out, and everybody's like, whatever, bro. I'm tired of this. Like, it's not working for me.
Yeah.
It's not working for me. I understand the cross promotion. I get it. Because I think at one point on Raw, they even brought up Bloodsport, which was a no-no earlier in this tenure, but now it seems to be fine, which I don't have a problem with. But anyway, Waller says if you don't apologize, my boy Austin is going to have them. We knew where this was going.
Yeah, then he get punched all up in the face.
Yeah.
And knocked out.
And in theory, gets knocked out. And Waller leaves. So we're still working on this thing. However this ends up turning out, we're still working on this thing. I don't know.
And is this potentially leading to Terrence Crawford maybe doing stuff with them in the future?
It does look like it.
Because I'll say he's been on a few shows now, and he keeps interacting with them enough, and he's got his own theme song. So,
well, probably after Slam, maybe. Well, I know they do this to hype up the fights.
I know they do too, but
so we may not see him after the third. We may not see him after Slam.
We may not, but my point is he has a lot more interaction with people and things and different storylines for him not to be around later. Is what it is I'm saying. Like, they used him to progress the Austin Theory and Grayson Waller storyline, which I found...
They did use him for that.
And so I find that would be a little bit... if he does not go be back later. But maybe that's just me.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like they're kind of almost hinting at it themselves. Because, like you said, I know they do that to promote the fights, but also, I don't know. I feel like
a lot of times when they do it to promote the fights, you won't see him no more after the fight.
Yeah, but I also don't feel like they interact with the actual wrestlers as much as he is.
Well, we'll see. I don't know how much further you can really. I guess, though, once Terrence fights, he's probably going to be available right after the fight. He's probably not going to go into training right away. So if they were going to do that, that would be the time to do it.
Right.
I don't know if his next fight is set yet. I'm assuming it is not.
Yeah, probably not.
But I guess if they were going to do that, that would be when they would do it. That would be the ideal time for him, I guess. And that's still, because it's wrestling, that will still further the storyline.
Right.
And then they had the Cody Rhodes segment, whether or not Solo's ready, blah, 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 blah.
Whatever. Oh, yeah, he's just talking about Solo.
Yeah. Whatever. Just get beat up again, Cody. And we had Bayley and Michin versus Nia and Tiffany. What you see in that match?
Oh, you mean...
Like, we knew where that was going to end up.
You mean when we barely saw Michin? Because she got chumped and she had the crap beat out.
Of course she got the crap beat out.
I know, but I was like, okay, you know what?
Bayley comes out with a kendo stick.
I was like, good work on Michin, though, because she still ended up participating in the match later, because she did take a whooping, dog.
Yeah, she did, but she was... If any of the two was going to take a whipping, I thought it would have been Bayley.
I thought so, too.
Ahead of the match. Now, I don't know... Well, we'll talk about your predictions later. I don't know who you got for Nia versus...
yeah.
What that child name? Bayley. Yeah, I don't know who you got for that. But we'll talk about that later. And Nia and Tiffany win. Of course they win.
Yeah, but they cheated. They're supposed to cheat and win. Yeah. There we go. They beat up Bayley real bad. They cheated to win. All went according to plan. How it should have went, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Ahead of the pay-per-view anyway. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you had the little Andrade and Melo segment. If they go again, who you got?
Andrade.
Probably.
I think Andrade's taking them again.
Yeah. I know Melo is challenged a lot of people. I don't know how many wins he's gotten, so.
As many as I have, so.
Yeah, that's the problem. Because you promoted him and then you did that to him.
That's kind of how I feel. I just don't like it when you have your new stars. They need to get some wins. Like, if he's a newer guy, he should be allowed to get some wins.
Push him.
I mean, I get even if he can't win all the time, or maybe he doesn't win right away, or all that's fine. Like, all that makes sense.
Yeah.
But to legitimize him as a performer, he should get some wins over somebody, even if it's like a fluke win.
No, I think they need to be legitimate wins. Because you brought him up from NXT and you already know what he got. And granted, you turned him heel right before he left.
Yeah.
With Trick. And I'm assuming Trick should be coming up eventually.
Yeah.
Him and Obafemi need to both go. But anyway, that's the difference.
And Roxanne, but
Roxanne should already be there. Like real talk. But yeah, so it went off the air with Nia and Tiffany winning because of course they would.
Right.
So then the weekend comes. And then Raw comes on Monday night. First segment, and maybe we should start this as a segment on this show. What the heck is Seth Rollins wearing? Maybe that should be a segment.
That was a great question because, like, and maybe it should be a segment because, like
every week he comes out looking crazy. Like, okay, so essentially he had on a referee's blouse.
Right?
Essentially.
Crazy as possible.
Yeah.
Looked like a rip-off pirate. Like, what are you wearing?
Yeah, it looked like and the zebra shoes.
See? And he came out with the leather, bro, them tight leather pants, bro, with the racing stripe down both sides. Look like a wannabe Michael Jackson.
Not even, bro.
Like, I'm like, bro, like, what are you wearing
like
right now?
Montel Jackson. That's pretty much what. Yeah,
like,
you look crazy, bro.
What are you actually wearing?
Yeah, like what are you wearing? So that may end up being a segment on the show. What are you wearing? So I don't know what he look like, but he didn't look like a ref.
Bruh, he looked like he couldn't decide if he wanted to go club it or try to be a reject or like a pirate or
I don't know what it was.
Or referee or something. Or all at once. That's what it was. He tried to be all of those at once. That looked crazy.
It did look crazy. But what a way to start off the show with your three best talkers in the ring.
True. Whoa.
Seth? And I have a note that just says masterpiece. The whole promo is a masterpiece because the three of them, and Seth is supposed to be giving the rules to Drew and Punk, and he's like, well, the rules are that I make the rules. Right. Essentially. That's
right.
This, like, if I want to count you out, I might, but then I might not.
Right.
So that's the essential rules. I don't know. And the way it ended when Punk said what?
Yo, Punk said, what do you have? And he just holds up his hand and with the bracelet. And I was like, I think I actually like almost jumped in real life. I was like, let's go. Get him. I was like, get him.
Drew is the ultimate troll, bro.
Speaking of troll,
No, we get to it. We get to it after all this wrestling, their show recap. We'll get to it. But Drew is the ultimate troll, and we have photos to prove it.
Bro, I feel like at this point, Drew needs to live under a bridge because he is the ultimate troll.
He is such a troll.
There is no troll that is worse than Drew McIntyre.
Oh my gosh, bro. He is such a troll. I thought Seth was the ultimate troll, and Seth's a great troll.
He is, but Drew takes it to another
level. But
Drew
was on some other stuff, bro. I can't. I don't know. Wow, that's all I got. But we'll get back to him.
Also, he kind of wrecked. I'm not gonna lie. CM Punk kind of got eviscerated on the mic too, and I was like the one person that could do it, but he did. Like you got kind of wrecked.
But Drew has been doing that though. That's who he
has been, but also you did get type wrecked on the mic, CM. Like, get up. Get your weight up on the mic, you little.
Yeah, and they don't script those promos. They basically give them a list of things to talk about. Y'all go at one another.
Because also, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if there's actual animosity or not, but they also low-key know each other enough that they can say some just wild things, so that you can be like,
well, the fact that CM Punk said I was going from this company for 10 years and they still chant my name.
Right. That was type of.
So there's some things that they dropped that they didn't like allude to.
Right.
But they did. But there was something about the 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Because also, if anyone's allowed to do that, it's those three.
Yeah.
They just drop things in there that they'll allude to without actually saying anything, but they'll say stuff without saying it.
Again, if you know, you know.
Right.
But they're big on the inside baseball thing. They really are. And they drop things, they go over people's heads all the time. And then we found out that the Judgment Day's clubhouse got vandalized. Who did this?
You already know who it was because
who did this, bro?
Hate Dom written on the wall. I was like, stop! One of the words said hate. Dom was up there. It says some other stuff that I didn't quite get a chance to read and catch, but
hate Dom is great.
And see, I was like, we already know who it is. It says hate Dom. Like, I'm like, maybe it should. Like, maybe we should though. Like, that'd be wrecked. I was like, yo, let's go.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, and of course the PS5 is wrecked. So I don't know what Carlito's gonna do.
Right? Carlito was legitimately depressed. I was like, yo, he was like me before. I was saying when my PS4 broke before I got the PS5. I was like, yo, like, ain't no way this joint just broke on me, bro. I was like, I feel your pain, Carlito, bro. I feel your pain, man.
It makes you feel any better. Yours broke. His was vandalized. And I use that in air quotes. Vandalized. And we had the Otis and Tozawa versus the Creed brothers. And I believe was it Michael that mentioned that the Creed brothers competed in Bloodsport?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was Michael.
Okay, now I don't. That is like that's been happening very recently. There's been a few. I think Shayna was the last one that went to compete in Bloodsport.
Yeah, and she's actually supposedly like a Bloodsport legend or something already.
I don't know, but for the mere fact
she doesn't actually lose at Bloodsport.
But the mere fact that they mentioned it on WWE TV is bigger than you know.
Well, yeah, because they mentioned it last time when she fought, what's her name? The girl that beat her. What was her name?
Like, we never mentioned any of their promos on there. We never mentioned never mentioned any other promotions. And for the fact that we mentioned New Japan, we mentioned Bloodsport, we mentioned Marigold, and since they signed Stephanie McCool, we've mentioned some of those promotions that she was in.
You've mentioned TNA.
Hey, because you believe in Joe Hendry. But that's another story. Anyway, so that I thought was legend. That was pretty big that they actually mentioned Bloodsport.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so the Creed brothers win.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Basically.
Okay, but I got a beef with this match. You probably know what it is.
Yeah.
So they did we see Tozawa watch Otis get beat?
And see, the other one thing I was like, bro, if I'm a wrestler, I'm not gonna watch my whole partner. And like, if we're really supposed to be family and everything like it's supposed to be, like y'all have been setting up the whole time.
He was halfway in the ring.
He wasn't halfway in the ring. He was all the way in the ring.
I think
he was sitting there.
I think his ankle might have been outside. But yeah, you're right. The rest of him was in the ring.
His ankle was underneath the bottom rope.
Yes, his ankle was underneath the bottom rope.
And he watched him get pinned and didn't stop him.
I'm like, what? Who? What? Huh? So, yeah.
Like, are you scared of getting another butt whooping or like what's happening?
See, to me, stuff like that makes me want to give that the one boot. Now, we haven't gotten there yet, but we will soon. I
don't like to watch.
Like, oh, okay. Because, we knew the Creed brothers were going to win because that sets up what happens after that.
Yeah, and like it's fine if they win. Like it makes sense. Like if it's with the story, all that partially because they cheated to win because Gable interferes and like that makes sense. But I don't think you should have had him watch him win.
Yeah, I didn't really like that.
So and then he really just sat there the whole time and watched, and he had this crazy look on his face. I'm like, then interfere, like do something. You're actually in the
break
match.
Up the pin. You're literally in the ring already. You are in the ring. Nobody is holding your ankle. It's a 3-on-3 match, but nobody's holding your ankle. I say it's a 3-on-3 match. It's a 2-on-2 match, but we know how that goes. Anyway, and so, okay, so then you got Maxie. She slaps Chad, and then the White Six come out, and Nikki Cross hits Gable with the crossbody.
Yeah. You're right, Chad.
Hey, get right, Chad. And then White Six take out the Creeds.
Facts.
And Chad runs like he always does because he's a runner. He's a track star.
He's going to run away when it gets hot.
That's pretty much him. And he runs into who? Mr. Howdy.
Say everyone's favorite uncle.
Everyone's favorite
Howdy.
Uncle. Yes, Uncle Howdy. But I you know what? I don't want to go to a cookout with Uncle Howdy.
Why not? He's everyone's favorite uncle.
But I don't know what food they would serve. I don't want to play Uno with him. I do not want to go to a family reunion with Uncle Howdy. I just don't. But anyway, that's a story for a different matter. I don't. I like this interaction more than I usually do with the Wild Six. They actually unmasked. They had Joe Gacy and Eric Rowan, who, by the way, is in the words of Pat, is one big SOB.
Oh, I'm already know.
Good grief, man.
Because apparently the original Wyatt gang can't recruit anyone unless they're a big SOB. Come to find out.
Good grief, man.
Because the current resident big SOB also used to be part of the Wyatt group.
Yes, he did. So he's standing next to Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis. Good grief, man. He looks like a lead singer between those two. He looks like Gladys Knight. Bro, he's like the Pips behind him, bro. This dude is huge.
I was like, oh yeah, those are... And the other thing is, the other guys aren't necessarily the biggest, but they're not necessarily small either.
They're not small, but he's just so much bigger than
they're both bigger than Finn Balor.
I'm bigger than Finn Balor. That's not.
But they're both regular sized guys, and then it's just Eric Rowan. He's just the size of 3 houses.
Yes.
That's terrifying.
He really did, and then and they actually did do some wrestling, which we get to see the in-ring debut of some of the Wyatt Six Monday on Raw. So I'm looking forward to that.
Right. I feel like that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. All right, so you got another Judgment Day segment. Carlito makes the match with Dom and Sammy after he was told to take Sammy out.
Yeah. That leaves him to fight who?
To fight
the Yeet Man.
The Yeet Meister. Main event, Jey Uso.
Main event, Jey Uso.
Now, what I didn't like
Jey
about
Uso.
Mr. Uso. But what I didn't like about that
Jey
is
Uso.
So they introduced Jey Uso. And then they had 2 segments before Carlito comes down. Like they had The Miz, him hosting SummerSlam.
Yeah. And by the way,
with R-Truth and Kathy Kelly apparently brought hors d'oeuvres.
I said, and by the way, he's bringing hors d'oeuvres.
He's bringing hors d'oeuvres.
I was like, no, I want to go to SummerSlam. I wasn't going before, but now I'm going because he's bringing hors d'oeuvres.
I can't. And then they had the Braun Breaker promo.
Yeah.
Then they introduced Carlito and the match started. That I did not like.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? It takes the man so long to get to the ring, you could put 2 promos in it? And they weren't short promos.
Right.
But really? Yeah, I didn't enjoy that. And of course, Jey Uso wins with the spear and the apple comes flying. I felt like the end of that match was lame, though.
I mean, honestly, I feel like Carlito should be given better than he's getting because, if you saw what he was doing in the match, he looked great. I was like, ugh. Some of the moves look nasty. I'm like, bro, I thought he actually broke his neck with that neck breaker. I can see where that would break my neck, bro. I have no neck. I have no neck. That looked vicious.
My neck is gone.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it looks like he's actually trying to kill it. He actually hates necks. Period.
He has a vendetta against necks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the ending was lame. I mean, I understand what they're doing, but I don't really like it. Like, it's not.
Yeah, that's factual.
It was lame.
It's not the way.
No. Had the Sami Zayn versus Dom match.
Yeah.
That went about how you thought it was going to go, right?
Actually, exactly how I thought it was going to go. Like, exactly to a T. Because one, it's Dirty Dom, and Dirty Dom never fights alone, ever.
Of course not. Now,
like, his name is literally Dirty Dom. Like, it's in the name is the recipe.
Yeah, Judgment Day comes in interferes. Yeet Man comes in.
He takes them out, and then he gets jumped by Braun Breaker.
Then Braun comes in, attacks Sammy, and Sammy is up standing tall, which probably, given the rules of wrestling that we know, means one thing.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Probably means that Sammy drops this belt at the Slam.
He probably should, though.
Well, he probably has to drop the belt anyway because they got to get him in the bloodline. They got to get him they got to get him in this whole bloodline.
That's why I said he should, because now they're also replaying. They're also keep bringing up the fact that he's getting back with his dog, his Uso, Jey Uso.
Right. So I assume that we got those four versus Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy, which would be the original bloodline.
Yeah. The original bloodline versus
OG bloodline versus bloodline 2.0. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too, probably. You probably run it like that.
Yeah, that's probably how I run it. So, there's that. Then we had another Wide 6 video.
Your favorite.
Oh, gosh. I hate these videos because they don't... I feel like what they did in the ring furthered their story way more than anything that I saw in these Wide 6 videos. I'm not impressed. I do not like them, not one little bit. I just don't.
You got to see the new look for Dexter Lumis, though.
With dreadlocks.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about that?
Well, apparently, also, if it was one thing I realized they were all trying to shout out Bray, because apparently I noticed that all their masks had the locks on.
Yes.
All the masks. And I was like, that's type crazy, actually. Like, I could tell what you were doing there.
Yeah.
Because the original Fiend had the locks.
Right. Yeah. Regardless of whatever you think about white guys with dreadlocks. Anyway, another story for another time. That's a different thing. We had the Rhea Ripley promo. We had the Gunther promo. And then we had they're talking about Finn and Gunther. And I didn't realize that was the first time we'd ever seen them go at it.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, can I sign up right here for this? Like, Finn versus Gunther?
We both knew that was going to be a banger. Like you just expect that to be a banger. It did not disappoint.
Yeah, it was a great match. I would love to see those two in an extended program.
Oh, wow.
Because Finn is great.
Finn is definitely like that. Gunther is, yeah. The story they told in the match with Gunther in the sleeper.
I don't know. It was fine, I guess. It was also very predictable, but...
Yeah, then, he keep him in the sleeper and then DP like, oh, no, what you not finna do is keep my man in the sleeper. And he come out and beat him up.
He beat the crap out of him, though. Like...
But the thing about it was, did you see the people cheer Finn?
See? I was like, yo, let's go. Like, everybody was cheering Finn Balor.
Finn was like a total babyface.
He was. And they were all cheering Finn Balor, and I was like, okay, Finn Balor, we see you. And he got to hit all his signature moves, too. He hit like 3 standing coup de graces. Or like 100, I don't know. At one point, he was just
I don't think they call him that until he jumps off the rope.
No, they don't. But I was like, he hit like 8 standing ones though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Like, I'm like, bro, he's like just stomping the life out of him. I was like, that's pretty brutal, wasn't you think?
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. He had a couple of other things too. The Dakota Kai promo. The Wild 6 logo is behind her.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know.
Shout out Bobito.
Stop playing.
DJ Cucumber Slice.
Right? Yeah, but I was like, and the craziest thing is that she talked about family. And we already know that they don't like it when you turn on your family.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they don't like. So, I want to see where that goes.
Yeah. And apparently, to Damage Control. Well, we'll get to them in a minute. Big Bronson Reed and Sheamus.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed wins because of interference from Mr. Dunn.
Which, I'm not going to lie, I still like that storyline. You brought the shillelagh back. Shout out Fit Finley. Bronson right dead in the head. Correct, Sheamus.
We had to wait how long to get the shillelagh back on TV?
Right? So I was like, I miss my shillelaghs, dude.
Yeah, it was right there. It was right there.
So it's too easy.
Yeah, it was. It was right there for a long time. This is the same man that he jumped the guy that used to come to the ring with a shillelagh. Am I wrong?
Right. And actually, I noticed that looked like the cut, like the piece of shillelagh. Remember that big shillelagh that Sheamus had that got cut by Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
It looked like he hit him. It looked like the shillelagh he hit him with was the piece of the cut one. That's what it looked like. I could be wrong, but it looked like it was the one that he cut. Because remember, he used to carry around that piece after? It was supposed to be his grandfather's shillelagh or whatever?
Yeah.
And it looked like that was the one he hit him with.
Hey, glad to see it. That's all I'm saying. Glad to see it.
Right?
Shayna, Sonya, and Zoe beating up Selena.
Yeah. They stomped a mud hole in her and walked it dry.
Okay. They did. But one, Zelina was already hurt.
Yeah.
2, Zelina's as big as my leg. It don't take 3 people to beat Zelina. And she's already hurt.
Well, apparently it does, because she can hit you with a caster wheel.
Yeah,
it might take 3.
She can Bob Orton and get you. But yeah, I ain't get that either. I'm like, I don't know. I guess they're working Sonya back into the thing with the 6-woman tag team match with Lyra, Katana, and Kate Carter.
Right.
Versus Shayna, Zoe, and Sonya.
Yeah.
And Zoe wins with the, what is that, the Z360?
Yeah, I said the Z360.
Which is the same as the go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, the GTS to go, it's all the same.
The bro to sleep, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's all the same move. Damage Control comes in, and I guess they're just faces now.
Yeah, that was, I'm still a little bit kind of baffled.
The Finn thing didn't bother me because we all hate Gunther.
Well, it makes sense too, because he's not sit there and keep going in on us too. Like, that's my dog, and you're not going on me like that. Like,
yeah,
I'll ruin you. Like,
but yeah, the fact that Damage Control are just faces now, and plus, I don't know if I want EO to be a face yet.
Yeah,
I like the EO, and I guess at some point Asuka's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Just like Charlotte. And Charlotte is supposed to be back to Slam. She's doing very well for herself.
Wink, wink, no judge.
Yeah, Charlotte's supposed to be back to Slam. So, I mean, that's going to be I guess, we had Karrion Kross beat up Xavier Woods. Kross wins, of course he does, because AOP interferes. We knew how that was going to end too.
And see, I would really like to see him turn. And then, like,
They're not going to turn Xavier Woods, but I would love to see it.
Also, at this point, it feels like also if you're not building to that, then you need to just let it die already.
Yeah, we kind of. If you're not going to swerve us, you need to let that go, probably.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like at this point, if he's not turning, you need to let it die because it's not going anywhere. Well, and it's not going to go anywhere if he doesn't turn.
Well, apparently Kofi re-injured himself in Japan, but that's probably more work than it is shoot.
Yeah, it could be.
It probably is. It's probably
I hope
more.
So.
It's probably more
Kofi,
work than it is shoot. Yeah, it's probably not necessarily legit.
But see, also storyline wise, it would make sense that maybe he did finally get to him because he didn't have his dogs with him. Like, Kofi's not around. He's by himself. He keeps getting beat up. Like, it might make sense, actually. Storyline-wise.
It might. I would love to see Xavier Woods at least think about.
Right.
Like, maybe if it doesn't even turn, at least consider it.
Yeah, like, and he's really like... And, like, maybe one day he meets with Cross or something. And, like, maybe it doesn't actually ever go anywhere. But maybe he does. Maybe he meets
Maybe we get them in the same room together and there's pictures of it.
Right. And, like, maybe, like, they had a conversation, they closed the door or whatever. And then later, like, you could have a moment where, like, where Carrie's like, you have to make your decision now.
Maybe it's not that in your face. Maybe him and X going to Nick Aldis's office. And you see him going to Nick Aldis's office and shut the door.
Right.
We don't know what they talked about. We just know that they chatted. I like it better that way because we don't know if X said, screw you, or if X said, you probably have a point.
Right. Well, I was going to say...
and I like it better that way. Well, we have X kind of on the fence.
Well, my point is you could do something like that at first, and then later you could add the in-your-face angle if you wanted to, because you kind of built to it, and so we know that something kind of went down, but we don't know if he was actually against him or if he was thinking about it. Like, so then you could add that in later if you wanted to, because you could be like, oh, maybe.
We don't know if Karrion was working X. We don't know if X was working Karrion, or we don't know if they were working us.
Right.
See, and you can leave it out. And the thing about them going in and shutting the door is we don't know which way that's going.
Right.
And then we see them leave the office. They don't shake hands. They don't do anything. They just leave the office together. And maybe you have X say something like, I'll think about what you said. I'll think about your proposal. Or something like that. Just not necessarily like and if they do that, we don't know if X is trying to work Karrion. We don't know if X is actually going with Karrion and we being worked, or if Karrion is working X.
Facts.
See, we won't know that. So we just leave it out there later.
See, that's why I feel like you said.
And even ultimately, if X does end up getting back with Kofi, which I believe will happen, there's like a little, or maybe they got a tag team match and there's a moment where X hesitates.
Right. Or maybe, like, Kofi comes back and he's like, I wasn't really feeling the Kofi, but... And Kofi like, but you should come back.
Or maybe if Big E talks to X.
I love that angle. But
that way Big E can be involved in the story and he doesn't have to wrestle.
Yeah, he doesn't actually have to really...
But he has to, he ends up talking to X. Right. X wises up, tees with Kofi, they beat him, and everything is good again.
Right. And that would make sense, too, because it's like, that's our other dog. Like,
and like, that would make sense.
Yeah. He talked to E, now he's back from the dark side.
Exactly, because that's what would happen when you talk to E.
Right.
You would come back from the dark side.
He's literally the powerhouse of positivity.
Powerhouse of positivity. Of course you would be back.
Even in real life. I was like, bro, you're too positive.
He's literally that guy.
You have a broken neck. Like, but I'm still alive. And I was like, wow, he really? I was like, he really looks for the good in everything. Like,
yeah. He's like, these doctors are really awesome.
Right? I was like, yo.
He's like, if you're going to break your neck, you have to do it here.
See, that's what
like, these dudes are awesome.
I was like, wow. Like, I was like, you're really a great person. Like, at heart.
Like, I don't want to break my neck.
Yeah, I was like, you're really a great person at heart. Your heart with no ill will, none of that.
He said, well, I didn't either. But if you ever decide to, you got to do it in Birmingham, Alabama. So, all right. So, I'm going to get your predictions on some SummerSlam stuff, which is, by the way, what, Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
And this is Wednesday that we're recording this. So, we're looking at, no, I'm wrong. We're looking at 2 sleeps, Thursday and Friday.
Should be 2 sleeps.
2 sleeps. And at some point, we will have the go-home edition of SmackDown. We'll have the pay-per-view, and we'll have the Raw after SummerSlam, which we will cover in the next pod. Okay, predictions for SummerSlam. CM Punk versus Drew. Where's that going?
I honestly have no idea. Like, that's one that's completely baffling to me. I have no idea where it's going. I don't know who's going to win. I know Seth Rollins is involved. I don't know.
Do we continue the screwing of Drew McIntyre?
See, I don't know. Because would Seth screw Drew McIntyre, or would he just screw them both at the same time? Like, except freaking Rollins.
I don't know towards that one, but I don't know how that would take place.
See, I don't.
But
either,
I see it.
But I feel like it's Seth, and I don't feel like Seth really likes any of them.
He doesn't.
Like, Seth is like, no, like, I hate you both equally. Like, you both suck. Like, so I don't know what happens. I don't know if he just ends up calling it down in the middle and somebody actually wins. I don't know. That's one match that's like 100% out of my vision. I can't see it at all.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes I have a little bit of clairvoyance. Not at all of that.
I will say I will be glad to see whatever they do with that match, because I'm fairly sure we're going to get swerved no matter what happens. Right. Because we don't have an idea what's actually going to happen.
See, yeah. That's what I feel like.
So we're going to get swerved.
Will be a surprise.
We're going to get swerved.
Because I don't know what's happening.
That Liv and Rhea.
I think one of 2 things happens.
I think only one thing happens. But what are your scenarios?
I think Dom cheats and then Liv wins. Or Rhea just beats the crap out of her, takes her belt back.
No. I don't think that happens. I think Liv...
I don't think so either.
I think Liv beats Rhea because of Dominic. And then they show their true alliances to one another. Liv and Dom.
Or what if
like the whole time that Rhea's being played.
Right.
And she ends up hooking up with the Yeet Man.
Well, what if like also Dom didn't really turn all the way on Rhea, but like
he's turning on Rhea. Because we're breaking up the Judgment Day. He's turning on Rhea. He totally is. You got to know that.
Well, I was saying there's also a way you could do it where he doesn't necessarily turn on Rhea, but he's
turning on Rhea.
But he's the reason she loses in a way, like, then she blames him for it.
No, he's turning on Rhea. She's gonna blame him for it because he could be the reason she loses. And then Liv and Dom are gonna be like, they're gonna be together then. Because that's how Liv ends up with her Ultimate Revenge tour, which makes it that much better when Rhea finally does stomp Liv into the ground. Because she's gonna take out Dom first, and then she's gonna take out Liv. You know she's gonna do that. This is what's gonna happen. Well, I think he plays a part in this story down the line. Not right now, but I think he does. I'm almost sure he does. And then you have like Dom get jealous because of the Yeet Man, and that comes back to bite. Yeah, I think that's what happens.
I hope they don't fast track it though, and just have Yeet Man come out and jump Dom into the baby.
They won't, because
I hope they don't.
They won't. They won't. They won't have anything. That's not coherent storytelling. They won't do
Well, it's not, but also I don't know. I was like, all those other years of bad booking has screwed me up. So I feel like sometimes I'd be scared that they just go do that to me. I was like, we deserve better, but sometimes I don't trust I'm going to get better.
You don't have PTSD, do you?
A little bit.
That's crazy. Logan Paul versus LA Knight.
I'm taking L.A. Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take LA Knight. You got to put a strap on him. And the fact that Logan Paul loses in Cleveland, where he's actually from, would be consistent with what they do with people.
It is.
They will make you lose in your hometown.
They definitely will.
So that would actually make sense if you go by that rule alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out Drew McIntyre.
So yeah.
Shout out Piper Niven. Okay, I'm gonna stop now.
Okay. Yeah, there's too many instances we can go back to. But given that, yeah, you could very easily say the LA Knight's gonna win. I feel like it is, but I don't know what you plan on doing with Logan after he drops the belt. That's part of his gimmick. I get it. But what are you planning on doing with him after he drops the belt?
I don't know.
Do you keep him in a feud with LA Knight, or do you move on?
I feel like you probably will have to move on eventually.
Well, every feud moves on eventually, unless you're LWO and Legado del Fantasma. Other than that, yeah.
Well, my point is, though, I feel like he doesn't take the belt back from Knight, so...
I feel like Knight loses it to somebody completely different.
Yeah, I don't feel like
he ends up... Because I feel like they want to push LA for one of those big belts.
Right. I'm thinking the same thing. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and I don't think they have the kind of faith that they want to put in LA Knight. I think because LA Knight is 40, I think they don't want to give him any more. I think they want to have him in the mid card because they think he's too old to be a champion. But the truth be told is he has not suffered that many major injuries.
He's not, and
so. His 40 isn't like a regular 40 wrestler.
Also, you want to talk about that? I'll say that doesn't really mean anything. Ask Bang about it.
Maybe
I'm gonna keep it moving though.
Anyway, well, he was jacked up though.
Yeah,
Bang was jacked up. His back was totally dead. He was missing some vertebrae or something. Bayley versus Nia.
I want Nia to win. I'm taking Nia.
You're taking Nia.
I think with help from Tiffy, or I feel like, and then I hope they don't, but I feel like Nia might end up being a transitional champion.
I feel like Nia wins, and I feel like Tiffy cashes in on Nia like immediately.
See, that's what I was thinking.
I feel like Tiffy helps Nia win, and then she cashes in on Nia. I don't know if they plan on putting the strap on her yet, but if you do all that, I think you have to.
Also true.
If she costs Bayley the belt, she has to cash in on that.
That, or they might wait a little bit until.
And I don't know what they'd be waiting for.
Well, something like Bayley jumping her back and like finally beating her up for all the time she got beat up.
Unless Bayley wins this match, she has a match against Tiffy. Not like for the belt, but for, Tiffy.
Right.
A title match. See, I don't think you can reverse this because it doesn't make sense. I think what's going to happen.
I think Nia has to win first.
I think Nia will win, And Tiffy will probably cash in on Nia. And that's going to break that alliance up. And I think you probably put the belt on Tiffy.
Yeah.
Because she can handle the belt.
She can. Well, also, then that means she lost the cash-in. Also, the women's cash-in has never been lost, so they probably don't do that then. I feel like they probably wait to do that for a different point in life.
Or you could just bust Nia in the head while the ref ain't looking. Bust her in the head with a briefcase.
See, that's what I was wondering. If she wins, then
you could do that.
And then she sees how rough a shape Nia is in and then beats the crap out of her.
Or not Bayley's beating up on Nia.
See, I was wondering about that.
Bayley beating up on Nia.
I was wondering if they wait because
Tiffy hits Bayley with the briefcase. Nia pins her. Then she cashes.
That's what it was. I was wondering because I feel like, I don't know, but
yeah, I figured that at some point that whole alliance is gonna break up. So whatever that is what it is. Sami Zayn versus Braun.
Mr. Breaker.
Probably Mr. Breaker because we gotta get Sami free to get that whole bloodline thing going.
Right.
So there's that. Cody versus Solo.
Cody. It's not really. Better it finishes in a no contest, probably.
Cody probably they win because the bloodline jumps Cody.
Yeah.
Cody gets beat up again.
Maybe he gets help, maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
DP versus Gunther.
Gunther.
I will say whatever they give me, I will be swerved. I would like DP to win. And I want DP to win clean.
Yeah.
Because you can still give Gunther the belt later on down the line.
But I feel like they probably won't. Partially because they've already mismanaged his King of the Ring so much. It'll almost feel like a waste if you don't.
I don't know if it does. Because if you got them in a long-term program, I don't know if it matters.
That's true. But I don't know. Also, he was standing tall and he beat the crap out of Gunther. So, that being said, because he was left standing tall, that means I have to go with Gunther.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I know about wrestling rules? I have to go with Gunther.
That's right. That's right. You got your wrestling rules. All right. Now, there were a couple other, non-in-ring things that I want to talk about. Charlotte might be returning at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about that?
I love it. I don't even know which belt she jumps into. I don't even know what she's doing. I don't care.
It's good to see the Queen back. So in this 6-woman tag match, Katana Chance actually did break her nose.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. That's tough.
That's a little rough.
I'm sorry. That's tough.
She's on her Becky Lynch now, I guess.
That's
why. One of the major things I saw, which is crazy, a couple of things. I saw a few things. But one, Tony Khan meeting with Shane OMac.
I saw that and I was like, what the actual crap?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Now I'm more baffled than before. I don't know.
Okay, so discussions are open, which I don't even know what that means. But discussions are open, and there is a good possibility that Shane OMac could be working for Tony Khan in the very near future.
I was wondering, does that mean he becomes all elite? Would he be?
Yes, he will become all elite.
So he would become all elite, but would he be just a performer? Would he be?
Probably not.
But also, low key, that could give all elite what they need.
Well, I mean, if you form a coalition with him and Tamina, MVP, and Bobby, they know a lot about the other side. A lot.
Also,
a lot.
Just as far as like how booking and stuff sometimes should go, like Sheamus. I said Sheamus. Excuse me. Shane OMac probably could be a big help to that.
Backstage, there could be a lot of things that he could help with. I saw it. I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't either.
It would be weird to see him working for them, but...
Right? I feel like that would be weird, but maybe he had more power there than he had where he wanted to be. I don't know.
He definitely had more. He would have more power in AEW because Tony Khan already came out and said, I respect Shane OMac.
Right.
So I don't know if he had that in the company he's leaving. So we'll just put that out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I kind of do. Now, there's a couple other things we want to talk about. Let's talk about the one boot segment. We'll do that. What'd you see that gave you the one boot this week?
Gauntlet match on SmackDown.
You didn't like the gauntlet match?
I did like the gauntlet match, but everybody kept getting dropped on their neck, and I was scared because I was like, bro, and you could tell they were legitimately hurt because the ref went over and checked on them immediately. And that happened like 3 times in the gauntlet match. I'm like, everybody can't keep getting dropped on their neck, dog. You can't drop everybody on their neck. Somebody ain't gonna make it. That's too many times in one match, dog.
Yeah, well.
I was just like, bro, I don't know.
Hey, well, it was good to see the Good Brothers.
Yeah.
Wrestling again.
It's good to see Pretty Deadly. I love them. I love Pretty Deadly.
I know you do.
But for that reason, I don't know. I was just, it felt too dangerous to me. Yeah, so I was like, bro, yes, and it was good, but everybody kept getting dropped on their neck, and I'm like, nah, that's not the way.
Fair. My one boot was Tozawa watching Otis get pinned.
Yeah, being in the ring.
Because he was already in the ring. What are you doing?
If I didn't say SmackDown, that's what I would have said, just because...
bruh.
He was literally sitting next to them while he got pinned.
Yeah, I didn't... That was my one boot.
Also, I was like,
nah,
bro,
fam.
He's in range. All you do is stick your arms out and hit him. Break up the pin.
And break up the pin, bro.
It's fine if you knocked him off. Maybe he got his leg pulled on by Chad Gable. He couldn't get in the ring in time. Any of those things. But don't just have him sit right there next to him with this stupid look on his face.
Yeah, I didn't. That was my one boot right there. And I didn't have a one boot until I saw that. And I was like, oh, nah.
Yeah,
that's no.
Yeah, that's not the way.
Yeah. So, a couple other things to talk about. So, I saw this article, and it said, people have been looking for Brock to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Brock is not coming back until the lawyers clear him.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that Miss Grant suit. Even though he is not named specifically in the suit, they say at some point Brock will be back. But
right.
but he will be back because the lawyer said it was okay. That is when he is coming back.
That's hard.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
That the lawyers got return over when somebody the lawyers got power over when somebody returns. But that's what they got.
Yeah.
And Drew is, in fact, the ultimate troll.
The Hater of the Year award goes to... Drum roll, please. Drew McIntyre.
Mr. Galloway himself, Drew McIntyre. Now, do you know why he's the ultimate troll?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Would you care to explain to the people why Drew McIntyre is the ultimate troll?
Actually, it kind of reminds me of our namesake, actually. But
well, it's exactly our namesake. This is where we obtained the name of the podcast from. Explain.
So, Drew McIntyre is apparently got a pic. He's somewhere. I don't know where exactly. I guess he's. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
He's just got a picture with Jungle Jack Perry. And it says, "This is a real picture. Cry me a river." And he just posted it like on his Instagram. And like I think he tweeted it too. It was like on all the social media for like a while.
Yeah, and then he took it down.
Yeah, he took it down. But
yeah, he said, "This is a real photo. Cry me a river." And he's pointing to Jungle Jack. And Pat says something. He alludes to the fact that he says that Drew posted something that has to do with CM Punk's past.
Yeah.
That's all he says in the show. But that's what that's referring to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and like I said, the Cry Me a River podcast comes from that specific incident with the Cry Me a River. So that's where that comes from. That's why the podcast is named what it is and why it's a wrestling podcast as opposed to one about sewing.
Right.
Yeah. But this officially makes Drew the ultimate troll. We love Drew. We love Drew. Because he is the ultimate troll. We totally love Drew.
I was like, I've never seen a bigger troll.
I have seen as big a troll. Well, maybe I haven't. He's pretty big. I thought Seth was a troll. And Seth is a troll. But he is nowhere near the level of Drew.
Drew will go out of his way to troll you. Unmercifully.
And he has.
Just hysterical.
So, yeah. So that was a thing that happened earlier in the week. Probably before the end of last week, maybe over the weekend. But anyway, he posted and took it down. But yeah. We love Drew.
Yeah.
We just do. We love him. For those reasons. So, next time we see you again, or we talk to you, SummerSlam will be over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeet.
So, yeah, SummerSlam will be over, so we can talk about the Slam. And
stop playing.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but they got like 7 matches on this thing.
Right? Well, I heard too, we're supposed to have like a 3-hour kickoff show, so something probably.
That's not going to happen. They're going to have the 1-hour kickoff show, and they're going to start their pay-per-view at 8 and probably go to 11-ish. Because with that many matches, you're probably going to go to 11.
I don't know. I was told I was getting a 3-hour kickoff show.
You're not going to get a 3-hour kickoff show because they're going to put the show starting at 10. Ain't nobody going to start no show at 10.
I know. They could start it earlier.
Yeah, they're going to have a 1-hour kickoff show. They're going to start at 8 like they always do.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're going to start it at 8 and run it to 11.
They told me I won't get in that. They told me I was getting 3 hours.
I'm telling you what you're getting. Regardless of what they told you, I'm telling you what they're getting.
Okay.
You're getting it. That's what you're getting. You get your regular 1-hour kickoff show. You're going to get Big E. You're going to probably get what's the dude from Raw Talk? No. Yeah, you're going to get the bald head dude. You know what I'm talking about. You're going to get some women. You're going to probably get well, I guess you can't get what's her name anymore though, can you? What's the short one? What's her name? Kayla. I guess you don't get Kayla Braxton now though.
No, but she's been kind of absent on those, I think.
Yeah, because she's leaving.
Well, I mean, I noticed they were kind of trying to phase her out anyway.
Yeah, I guess maybe you'll get probably. I don't know. If you're going to get a female, you're probably either going to get, what's her name? Kathy Kelly. Or what's her name? Redmond? Kathy Redmond? Maybe?
Okay.
I'm probably thinking Kathy Kelly, though.
Girl with the blonde hair.
They don't ever, they bring her out on special occasions. You talk about Megan Morant? They don't bring her out on the pre-shows. And it's funny because... But they don't, she's on some of them. But they don't usually bring her out all the time. I don't know why. Because she's really good.
She is.
I like Megan Moran. Megan Moran is really good, but they don't bring her out all the time. And sometimes they bring out the guy that's on Raw Talk.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name, and that's terrible. Being us being on that tip because we don't know anybody's name. But we watch Raw Talk, and sometimes because he's been on more than one Raw Talk. I mean, been on more than one pre-show.
Yeah,
the guy on Raw Talk, and the guy that's on Talking Smack has been on him too. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, SmackDown Lowdown, not Talking Smack. Yeah, he's been on them too. And like you said, you probably get Big E. And another thing is they welcome Jesse Ventura back into the fold. I wonder if he's gonna start popping up places.
I don't know.
Cause it's Jesse Ventura, so you kind of gotta. I mean, he did commentate for quite a while. He commentated for a long time in WWE. And I wonder if they plan on giving him back the microphone. Or they're just going to leave him out there and let him be Jesse Ventura and let us remember him with the feather boa. But that would be interesting. I would like to see Jesse back in the fold on the microphone. I would like to see that. That would be good. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see it. I don't think that's going to happen though. But I would like to see it. Yes, I did just fantasy book commentating. That happened. It's a wrap. Write it down. This episode that happened. I fantasy book commentating. Love you too. Anyway,
I fantasy book commentating all the time. I want Big E so bad.
See, well, Big E's gonna be around though.
Yeah, but it's just
Big E's gonna be around, and people like Big E. See, he's got charisma. People, so Big E's got a job there. If he never wrestles again, Big E always has a job at the booth.
That sounds like if you ever wanted, you should just hop on the show, you just.
And I wonder, I just would wonder if he would transition into either Raw Talk or SmackDown Lowdown or one of those affiliate shows.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah, I wonder if he would because he's a natural.
He is.
I mean, he comes across the same way he did as he was wrestling because he's genuine. And because he was wrestling, I mean, it's the same guy, you know.
Right.
So he comes across as that guy. He's great. Yeah, he's going to show up somewhere. And I would love to see him continue to be on a pre-show. I think at some point they're going to phase out Michael Cole because he's old. I'll be honest with you. You got Corey, whom I love. I didn't always love him, but I do now.
Corey's great. You
got Bad News, whom I love. And I will say I've liked Bad News from the beginning. First it was his accent, but now I just like Bad News. You got Pat.
I've always loved Pat. Actually, no, Pat at first I was like, nah, I don't like him, but also I'm just against new people.
Well,
I don't like change. Just call me what you want. I don't like change.
Well, yeah. Now, the booth with Pat and a new guy is going to be interesting. Because Pat and Michael have a certain synergy because they know each other. That's who they are. They have a synergy. I don't know how well Pat's going to get along with the new guy. I mean, he's a host, so he knows how to kind of do that.
Right.
But I don't know if the type of what they got going on is going to show up on air like it does now.
Yeah.
And we missed the breakdowns from you, Pat. You haven't given us a breakdown in quite a while.
Right.
Maybe in a couple of weeks. We need a breakdown from you, Pat. You got to start circling some stuff. Because
I was like, I don't know. Y'all should not have given him the yellow marker.
Oh, please give him the marker. Give him the marker every stinking freaking week. He needs the marker because I need to see it, and I need to see him do this. I need to see him circle stuff. That's what I need from him. It's great. I love all of the breakdowns all the time. Give me all of them.
He's hilarious.
I would watch 3 hours of just his breakdown. I just would. That's who I am. I'm sorry. because I love the breakdowns. I don't know if I'm as enamored with Pat as I was in the beginning, but the breakdowns, give me all of them all the time. That's what I need from him. But I think that's everything. And the next time we see you, we got 3 shows to cover. We got the Slam. Well, we got the SmackDown in Cleveland. And we got the Slam in Cleveland. And then we got the Raw, wherever that's going to be. Because I think this week's Raw was in St. Paul. So I don't know where the other Raw is going to be. And I should know, but I don't because I'm horrible. But yeah, so we're going to have to cover 3 shows. And like I said, if they got 7 matches, which is crazy because they've been having 5.
Yeah.
But there's been some backlash about him in these 5 matches.
I was surprised he was going to put extra matches on. I would say he's the type of person that don't care. You can say
you're gonna get these same 5 matches.
You can cry about it all you want. I'm not gonna put more matches on there.
But you're gonna get these 5 matches. That's what you're gonna get.
Was it Triple H be like, bro, I don't really I get what you're saying, but I don't really care.
Yeah, but you're gonna get these 5 matches. Yeah, so for the fact that there's 7,
I don't know. Might like that.
I like it personally because I feel like 6 is good.
Yeah.
I don't think 5 is enough. I don't. Maybe I'm an old school guy and I'm used to watching all the WrestleManias with 50 matches on them. Maybe that's what it is. I just don't think 5 matches is enough.
Also, I don't know. To me, it makes it feel like almost less of a big deal if it doesn't have that many matches on it.
See, but they've been doing that for a while, though. Like, I feel like I'm watching the pay-per-view and I can go to sleep before 11 o'clock. I feel like somebody did something wrong.
Yeah. It feels weird. I don't know.
Like,
it's like
at 11 o'clock, I've already watched quite a bit of the post-press conference. I feel like somebody did something wrong. Like, I don't know.
Like I got gypped or something.
I feel like that's what it is. That's what it is right there. I feel like I got gypped. And I've been feeling that way for a few pay-per-views. Like, unless it's WrestleMania, which is 2 nights. And see, if it's 2 nights, I can see you getting 5 matches. Because it's 2 nights. You got another night to jam some matches in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you got like a 1-night pay-per-view, and then you got like 5 matches, I feel like, you're right. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like I got gypped. And I'm just like, why? What are you doing?
Also, I feel like you low-key have too much happening for you to have 5
matches. You got storylines all over the place. You have storylines for a change that you're actually telling well.
And also, I feel like
that would benefit from a pay-per-view spotlight.
See, and I'm like, I don't feel like you can just keep 5 matches.
Excuse me, premium live event.
It's not sustainable because you have too many championships.
Well, not even because you're not gonna put all the champions. Look, I don't even care if you don't put if all the champions don't defend the belts on all of the premium live events. I don't care about that. That's fine. I'm good with that. But with the 5 matches, like you say, you got so much going on in all of these different storylines. The only thing you can give me is 5 matches?
Well, I feel like I should be able to see both the women's championships every now and again. I should definitely be able to see that on my pay-per-views. My premium live events. I should definitely get that.
Maybe every other one.
Well, I should get one. I should get one of them at least.
Maybe every other one.
I'm saying you could alternate those 2 when one fills the spot. But I should definitely get one. I should definitely get to see.
And maybe on the bigger shows, we get them both.
Yeah, see, that's what. And see, because another thing is, if you only have 5 matches, and then you have any intriguing storylines, now you have to choose a title to bump automatically, because it's like just has to get blown off at the pay-per-view because it's a big match and it's really entertaining. Whatever happened to build up to it, but see, I don't feel like that's great.
But you have more intriguing storylines now than you've had in quite a while.
See?
And so I just feel like that warrants more than 5 matches.
Well, it's like also then you're just gonna bump off title matches? Like, come on, dude, that's whack. Because that should be where it is you're supposed to go to see them. Like,
yeah. I mean, if a title is gonna change hands, yeah, definitely, most assuredly, yeah, that should happen. Yeah, if it's gonna go change hands, it should probably change hands at a PLE. Because there's 60, 70,000 people in the arena. And people are paying to see it, and they want to see it. And if a title is going to change hands, it should probably change hands there. You're absolutely right. I mean, granted, I like when it changes hands on TV.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a regular thing.
Well, yeah, you can't use that too much, partially because it's...
Because then the people at the PLE feel gypped.
Also, it loses its salt. Like... It's cool if you swerve us every now and again like that because, like, I didn't know it was coming. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, but you don't use that all the time. You're right. You can't use that all the time. Now, I know they do. Now, what they're famous for doing, though, is changing a belt that they don't have on the PLE, on the SmackDown before the PLE.
Yeah, they like to do that.
They just did it. So I don't assume that they'll do it again. Because we got the Bloodline versus DIY.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's still the women's tag team belt. We'll see.
So we got the Witches versus, but I guess who is going to be the Witches versus the Line Jumpers?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you plan on doing with them because eventually you got to break them up.
I don't know. I don't like it. Just because you set the rule and then you broke it, WWE stopped doing that.
But that's what they've been doing. That's what they always do.
But it always frustrates me. It frustrates me every time they do it. That'll be the mountain I die on. I know it's. I beat that same horse. I'll beat it. I'll beat it. It's over. Like,
yeah, that horse is most assuredly dead because they do that all the time. They will make up a rule this week, and if you're lucky, they'll break it two weeks later. But most of the time, they break it the next week.
It just makes you so mad every time.
Shout out to Brand Split. Why are we having a brand split if you're going to show up on my show the next week?
Yeah, but...
Come on now. What are you doing? Yeah. And the thing is, I don't know, like they pick which rules they want to break.
Yeah,
they break some of them and then they don't break other ones, and it seems like the ones that they don't break
should be broken.
Like they don't make any sense. The fact that they didn't break them.
Yeah, the ones I feel like would make sense actually if you did break. Those are the ones that stay.
Yeah, they stay, and then and either that or they set a rule. Then they got a bunch of matches that don't adhere to this rule. And then all of a sudden, there's one match that does. Like, after all of these other matches, there's one match that shows up, and then, like, they have this rule. And this rule was the same rule from the beginning. But none of the other matches after this adhere to this rule. And now, all of a sudden, it's a problem.
I know, that's suspicious to me.
Like
goofy.
Yeah, like, one of the rules is, like, if we're in a tag team match, right? And somebody comes to beat, and, like, okay, say I'm getting pinned.
Right.
And you come in and break it up. The rule is you're only supposed to get one of those.
Oh yeah, I'm already knowing. You're not supposed to.
You're supposed to get one of those. You're supposed to get one of those. Like if I'm being pinned, you can come in at 2 and save me. You get one of those a match.
Well, also, even if you don't, regardless, the ref is supposed to yell at you because low key you're not supposed to be in the ring. So, like, even though you come in, you make the save. Technically,
then you're supposed to get right back out the ring.
Technically, the ref is still supposed to yell at you, even if you were doing the one. Technically, the ref is still supposed to yell at you, and now he doesn't even. Or he's just like,
well, no, he doesn't have to yell at you because he knows you're allowed that one. But you can't keep coming in breaking up stuff.
Well,
and there's also supposed to be a count as to if me and you were doing a move like a tag team move. If you're the legal man, I have a certain amount of time to get out of the ring.
Yeah, that's not really a thing anymore.
So yeah,
I say I'll die on the hill with all the rules that they keep setting break. I'll die on that.
Yeah, it's just because it's so random the rules that they break. One,
yeah,
and the times that they break them are even more random than the rules that they break. I was like, why would you break it now? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's everything, and we will be looking forward to seeing you next time we get together. We can talk about these 3 shows and check these 7 matches out on this pay-per-view, which is crazy. We can check these 7 matches out because I just don't know. I don't believe I'm gonna see 7 matches. I'm sorry. Triple H said you got 5, but I don't believe I'm gonna see. But I got 7, so I think that means we're gonna go to bed at 11 o'clock, which I don't mind. I'm just saying. And like I said, I think that's everything. We gonna talk about it the next time we talk to you. But until we meet again, keep it pushing.